You're right. She is a serious, serious false prophet. I want to just play a quick soundbite here because, in a sense, she leads the largest church in the world. And then after this soundbite, I want to jump off and talk about some issues related to this little soundbite.
Have you heard about the largest church in the world? The first service was March 3rd, 2008, with an attendance of over 300,000. The attendance is now over 2 million, and they conducted the first ever mass trance on March 17th, 2008. What do they teach? Who you are requires no belief. Heaven is not a location, but refers to the inner realm of consciousness. The man on the cross is an archetypal image. He is every man and every woman. The leader's website teaches these lessons. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. My holiness is my salvation. My salvation comes from me. Let me remember that there is no sin. Do not make the pathetic error of, quote, clinging to the old rugged cross, unquote. The only message of the crucifixion is that you can overcome the cross. Have you heard of this church? Or maybe its leader? Years ago, she denied Jesus is the only way.
One of the mistakes that human beings make is believing that there is only one way to live, that we don't accept that there are diverse ways of being in the world, that there are millions of ways to be a human being, and many ways, but many paths to what you call God. And her path might be something else, and when she gets there, she might call it the light.
Today, she has turned her millions of adoring fans over to New Age doctrine. Christians are letting this into their homes and are being deceived.
Welcome to week number 3 of our New Earth web class. And again, I thank you. Eckhart Tolle thanks you for joining us as we bring students and seekers together to discuss our latest book club selection, Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth. We did something last week that was unprecedented. You said it's never been done before on television, where you just sit there in silence. And I thought a lot of people responded to the sense of connection from that. So you want to do that again?
Yes.
Let's do that again.
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to lead us in silence.
And simply become aware that you are breathing. The air flows in and out, and you feel yourself breathing. Air flows in and out of the body.
In reading books such as Tolle's, it's really opened my eyes up to a new way of thinking, a new form of spirituality that doesn't always align with the teachings of Christianity. So my question is to you, Oprah, how have you reconciled these spiritual teachings with your Christian beliefs?
I've reconciled it because I was able to open my mind about the absolute, indescribable hugeness of that which we call God. I took God out of the box because I grew up in the Baptist church.
Gentlemen, help us understand what we've just heard here. I mean, we've heard some outrageous statements that salvation comes from me and don't cling to the old rugged cross, etc. Help us unpack this, please.
A lot of that was from the Course in Miracles. And what's interesting, Oprah was about to say that the way that you can reconcile traditional Christianity with New Age Christianity is by reading the book Discover the Power Within You by Eric Butterworth. Back in 1987, Oprah had a show called The New Age Movement, and she said almost the same thing. On that program, she had Marilyn Ferguson, the author of The Aquarian Conspiracy, and Marilyn Ferguson said that there is a great heretical idea, God in everything, that can change the world. And on that program, the thing that was said by Oprah is the same thing she said in 2008. She said in the book Discover the Power Within You by Eric Butterworth, which she said was one of the best books that she'd read, as I recall, she said that Eric Butterworth said that Jesus didn't come to tell us about his divinity, but about ours. The thing that's important is people need to see that that's 1987. Between 1987 and then that show that you just played in 2008 and up to the present, she has consistently aired one New Age leader after another, featuring their books. I've been at Barnes & Noble when people run in and go, what was that book that Oprah just mentioned? And it's phenomenal, the power, the effect that she has, the spirit that's behind what she's doing. So this has been going on for a long time, and Eric Butterworth, interestingly, if you look on the back cover of his book, and by the way, his book talks about the divinity of man over 100 times. He says, if you want to look at God, look in the mirror. So the back cover has an endorsement by Norman Vincent Peale, who was reputedly a Christian minister at Marble Collegiate Church in New York City. He was the mentor to Robert Schuller, and Robert Schuller, of course, mentored many, many men like Bill Hybels, Rick Warren, and others.
I think it's just important to note that Oprah has been the catalyst for so many of these people becoming household names. And
true.
And you look at Marianne Williamson, and you think about the power that suddenly became in her name, the things she was able to do as the new generation found out about the Course in Miracles. I don't think we should ever forget that Helen Schucman died in a black psychotic depression, according to a psychiatrist who was with her and knew her. That's where it ends up. When Satan is done with you, and Oprah will sadly find this out unless she repents, when Satan is done with you, he is done with you and you're on your own, and it's all evil at that point in time.